Hi everyone, welcome to our walkthrough of the course syllabus. I'm going to take myself off the webcam so I can use the pen tool on this program. Okay, here we go. So we are nursing 4546 and you are section B, which is Thursdays. This is information about myself and how to get a hold of me. So Sandra Peniston, scared@yahoo.ca. I will be offering virtual office hours. And so you can email me and make an appointment with me to either talk by phone or set up a special Zoom meeting. So it's remote this semester, so there's no in-person classes. Our scheduled class time for our class is 8:30 to 11:20 on Thursdays, and the only time I will use that whole slot is during our ICN Collaborative Symposium, which is weeks 7 through 8. Otherwise, each week I'm going to hold a 50-minute synchronous Zoom meeting, except weeks 7 and 8 because we'll be doing our presentations. It's going to be on a Thursday, same time as here, but from 9:30 to 10:20, just 50 minutes to highlight weekly course content, discuss any current global health news, and answer any questions about course assignments and content. Expanded course description is here. And so in a nutshell, we're going to be looking at global health disparities and why certain populations, vulnerable populations, are more at risk for these global health disparities. We're going to look at environmental and planetary conditions that impact our health. We're going to look at socioeconomical, environmental, and political factors that contribute to health disparities. And we'll talk a lot about this local global context, that think global, act local. We'll touch on some of the ecological sustainability which is required for global health. And at some point during the course, we'll talk about a little bit about international aid and humanitarian relief agencies. So as you know, it's a fully online course. There's 12 asynchronous online modules, and you'll have 1 week for each online module. The modules begin on Thursday and they end on a Wednesday. Attendance and participation in online modules are required. As I said in my opening welcome video, there's a Start Here course orientation module, and it gives you an overview of the course syllabus. There's a course announcement section there, a question and answer forum, a link for virtual office hours, and a discussion forum titled What's Happening in Global Health. And so that is where I encourage you as students to post anything that you may find coming through on your social media or what have you that you think links to global health that we can all look at and discuss. So below this course orientation module, you will see a chart that outlines the course evaluation or evidences of learning, as well as a folder with all the assignments and their descriptions and rubrics. The next page is looking at the pre-work module, and obviously you're within the pre-work module or you wouldn't be listening to this video. So the pre-work module is going to give you some ideas of how to be successful in this course. It goes through the course learning outcomes. And so as well, you will see 12 weekly modules. Now, not all the modules will probably be open when you come on the first week, but that's the way I plan to set up the course, is that each module would be designated to a week in our course. So please ensure you review the modules on Thursdays and ensure you meet the deadlines for the week, because some weeks I may be asking you to have something submitted by Sunday. If it's a discussion forum, I may say submit your original response by Sunday and respond to someone else by Monday. So make sure you go on every Thursday to make sure you understand what the requirements are for the week. Okay, Class participation, the way I've set this up is you're going to be doing some participation activities, which you will be graded for. You'll also be doing some, and so those activities will be asynchronous, and so they could be online discussion forums, quizzes, individual group writing, presentations. And so we'll talk a little bit more about the requirements for class participation. Maybe during the Zoom meetings, we may also have class participation as well. If you want to get a B in this course, you will probably invest about 4 to 6 hours. If you want to get an A, you need to invest about 8 to 10 hours. Everyone in the course is expected to treat each other with respect, and this just goes through some etiquette rules for working online. Back down to context and communication. And so, as I said, there's a course announcement section on Moodle that makes sure that you check that daily, if not every other day. If you have a general question about the course or logistics, post it to questions about the course, ask it here first, and I will log in and monitor and facilitate this discussion forum. If you need to or want to talk to me on an individual basis, as I said before, just email me. I will try and reply to all emails within 24 hours, Monday to Friday. I will be checking my emails every day, and I would suggest that you check your emails every day as well. The course goals. So when you go on to the next module in your pre-learning module after the course, I think the next module is actually introduce yourself, and then the next module or the next lesson will be looking at the course goals. I've asked you to read through our 6 learning outcomes for the course and identify which ones actually are of interest to you and do a quick survey to rate your top 3. And then I can kind of tailor our course to maybe spend a little bit more time on certain ones that you're interested in. These are the links to our C&O competencies. So as you know, in 2020, September, our C&O competencies are changing. And so these are the links for this course of which competencies you will meet. And also links to the NCLEX RN categories. Course text and readings, there's no textbook for the course, and all readings and links will be available electronically via Moodle. Okay, let's get into the course evaluation and evidences of learning. So your first assignment is Think Global, Act Local assignment. This assignment is due week 4, so beginning of week 4 on Moodle by 9 a.m. So that works out to be October the 1st, and it's worth 15%. You can find an overview of this assignment and all assignments in the assignments folder on Moodle. And I will also review these assignments again as we progress through our course. I'm going to move this like this. Okay. The next assignment is this combined assignment. Okay, and it's composed of a group presentation, which is worth 10%, and an individual research paper, which is worth 25%. So the total is 35%. You will be signing up for a presentation, groups of 5, and they will take place you will present either during weeks 7 or 8, because our class size is very large. I need to cover it over 2 weeks. Your paper is also due on the same day as you present. So that's always either going to be week 7 or week 8. How these relate is that they are basically asking the same information. You will work together as a group to present information that's going to be similar to your research paper. And so you as a group will be doing all the research, all the literature review, and individually you're going to benefit from all your group's work when you come and write the research paper. So I'm just giving a very high overview of these, and I will go in more detail on Moodle. There is no final exam in this course. Instead, you will be submitting an electronic portfolio, and that is due the last day of class, which is week 12, December 3rd at 9 a.m. It's worth 25% of your mark. Class participation. Okay, so this is worth 25% of your mark. And these are ongoing. You're going to notice about 7 times throughout our course, you will have an opportunity to participate in a class participation activity. 7 times, but you only have to do 5 of these assignments. So you have a choice of whatever 5 assignments that you want to do. Each one is worth 5%, and that's where I got my 25%. So you will notice that these, and when we look at the group schedule, you will see these assignments as we go through. They're going to be asking you to write a 1-page paper, to maybe do a lit review, to do an online discussion posting, things like that. This is just information about the grading for assignments, so take a look at that. And remember that all grades have to be submitted to the Faculty of Health to look at the grades distribution profile, and if our grade distribution is too high, it will be adjusted, and you're familiar with that. You can look here at the Senate grading. I need to have at least 15% of the final grade available to you before you can drop this course. This is a mandatory course, so it's not really applicable to you unless you're going to postpone your whole degree for a year. Okay, description of the this is a short description of the assignments. So the Think Global, Act Local is your first assignment. It's worth 15%. And what it means is I want you to think globally of a problem that we all, regardless of where you live in the world, is being affected by this global issue. And how can you look at this issue at a global level, and what can you do at a local level to develop some strategies? And so it's a short paper, it's 4 pages maximum. You're going to be using relevant research that you've identified, but also, this part's important, the knowledge gained from class content and required readings to demonstrate your understanding of this. And so again, go on to Moodle, look at the detailed description for this assignment. This is due week 4. Our group presentation assignment, again, it's 2 parts, 10% and 25%. The group presentation is going to happen within weeks 7 and 8. And the premise for it is that you're going to be thinking about the Sustainable Development Goals, which you will learn about in the earlier modules in this course. And what it's looking at is you're going to be taking a global health issue and you're going to link it to a Sustainable Development Goal. And you're going to investigate what nurses can do to help this global health issue and in turn meet one of the Sustainable Development Goals. So you're going to work in a small group of 5 and you're going to present a mini oral presentation at our ICN Collaborative Symposium, and that's going to be our virtual symposium during weeks 7 and 8. Then you're going to take all the information that you've worked at, in a group with, and you're going to take this and you're going to write the individual research paper. It can be the same global health issue that you worked on here. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, but if you have something burning that you want to research and want to research something different, then for sure you can do that. And so again, it's a very detailed description on Moodle and in the assignment folder that's going to go through the questions that you need to answer here. The electronic portfolio is like the final exam, and it really is a collection of how you've met the learning outcomes. And so for our class, your e-portfolio will be a creation of learning evidences that demonstrate your learning and personal growth over the course of the semester. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be reflecting on the 6 learning outcomes and demonstrating that you've met these learning outcomes. Again, I will review this in more detail. And then lastly, the participation assignments, as I said, you have an opportunity to participate in 5, that's required, participation assignments throughout the 12 weeks. They can include discussion forums, reflective journaling, short writing assignments, and each participation assignment is worth 5%. Please read through the grading. So the grading is based on York University's calendar, York U undergraduate calendar. And remember that an A+ is superior, and so is an A. Most people will end up with a B+. That means you've met the requirements of the course, and that means it's very good, your work. In order to get an A+ or an A, you've got to up your game and be better than just what the requirements of the assignment are. So maybe it's really good research. Maybe your writing skills are fantastic. And so that's the difference between a B+, A+, and an A. Everyone starts in my mind at a B+, and you're going to go either up or down as to whether you've exceeded or excelled, which is an A+ or an A, or whether you maybe have gone down to a B, which is good. Assignment submissions, everything will be laid out on Moodle for you to upload everything on Moodle. For APA guidelines, I know we've switched to the 7th edition, which I understand is a lot more easier for students. If you do use 6th edition, you will not be penalized. Oops, sorry. The lateness penalty is here. This is pretty typical for most courses at York University. If you need an extension, please email me, and generally I need 24-hour notice for an extension to be granted. So make sure you read through these things on the syllabus. So what does it take to succeed in the online modules? Well, I've discussed some of this already in the pre-work module. And so, as I said, we're going to be engaged asynchronously. We're going to be doing presentations through groups, in weeks 7 and 8. We're going to be having these weekly synchronous sessions that take place on Thursdays from 9:30 to 10:20. And this is all information that I've put in the pre-work module. So if you've done the pre-work module, you will have already gone through this. These are information that's in all the syllabus for our School of Nursing. So make sure you know the Committee of Academic Standards, your Senate policies on academic honesty, and any other policies that you are required to be familiar with. Okay, so let's move on to the weekly schedule. So the weekly schedule, I have not included all the required readings and everything because things may change. So the pre-work module, you're working through that right now. Week 1, we're going to discuss global health and global nursing, and just look at, what is global health, what is global citizenship, think global, act local. So this is where you have, I'm just going to show you an example here. In week 2, so in week 1, there's not an optional participation activity, but in week 2, there actually is. And so you have this chance to knock off one of your participation activities. And so these are due on Moodle by 9 p.m. at the end of the week. So on the Wednesday at the end of the week. However, make sure you go on every Thursday to make sure that I'm not asking you to do a discussion forum and maybe post your initial discussion forum by the Sunday. So it's really, really important to go on Moodle every Thursday to look at what is the participation activity for the week. Remember, you only need to do 5 out of 7 of them. Okay, I'm not going to go through in detail the whole syllabus, but as you can see, different weeks. So week 3, you don't have an option for a participation activity because your Think Global, Act Local paper is due that week. But you do have one. I know I've combined 2 here, and that's because your Think Global, Act Local is due at the beginning of the week, and this is due at the end of the week. So week 5, you'll also have an option for that to do a participation activity. Reading week is here. When you come back, you have an optional participation for week 6. And then we move into week 7 and 8, which I've also already told you that it's our group discussion, our class presentations. And so you will be signing up for a presentation date either in week 7 or week 8, and your paper is also due on Moodle by 9 a.m. the same day as your presentation. So you're going to either be week 7 or week 8. Now you will see that I have listed week 7 and week 8 here. Now you could be doing your presentation in week 7. And if you are, you won't be doing this module. You will actually do your week 7 module down here in week 8 because you are only going to come online for 1 week. You're either going to be week 7 or week 8. So you're going to be listening to the presentations if you're scheduled to do your presentation in week 7, you're going to be listening to all the presentation in week 7. In week 8, then you will be doing this because you did your presentation in week 7. So this online module, you're going to scoot it down to week 8. If you are doing your presentation in week 8, then you will definitely be doing this module in week 7. So I'm hoping that all makes sense, and I will discuss it in more detail when I go through. But basically during weeks 7 and 8, 1 week you're going to be doing a presentation, and the next week you're going to be doing this module, the non-communicable disease module. And then here we are at the end. Week 9, you have an option to do participation. Week 10, option to do participation. Week 11, I didn't give you an option because your week 12 is going to be an independent study and your portfolio is due on Moodle by December 3rd. And that is our syllabus. So we will have lots of time to discuss any of the questions you may have about the syllabus. And as assignments become closer to us, so probably in the first couple of weeks on Moodle, I will review the short answer assignment, the Think Global, Act Local assignment in detail. I'll probably do that either week 1 or for sure week 2. And then when we get closer to the paper and the ICN symposium, probably week 5, week 4, I'll review that assignment on Moodle. So you have an opportunity to ask questions way ahead of time before the assignment is due. Okay, so I've taken up 23 minutes to review that. My goal is to try and keep all my presentations under 10 minutes, but this was really important to go through this. So I will see you back online for week 1. So finish up the rest of the modules in the pre-work module, and I will see you week 1.